How we going, folks? Welcome back to the Nightmare Cabinet and welcome to day number 6 of our Judas Priest series. We are going through the entire Judas Priest back catalogue, reviewing an album a day up until the release of the new album, Invincible Shield. So, we've made it. Day number 6, and we are now in 1980, and we get the masterpiece that is British Steel. And I was always of the opinion that sometimes you get, a band, they have the hits and you get sick of them. So I remember when we used to do the metal show with Gully and Joe, or the rock show with Gully and Joe, we chopped and changed it for a bit. And we did the similar sort of thing where we was doing all of the Black Sabbath albums, and we only did the first 8 with Ozzy, but and when it came to reviewing Paranoid, it was just like, I don't know what to say. It's War Pigs. What do you say about War Pigs? What do you say about Paranoid? And it was like, I love Iron Man, but I'd be quite happy if I never heard it again. Stuff like that. So I was always a bit, Judas, British Steel it's important for the catalogue, but it was their big hit. They broke and all the rest of it, but I could do without of it because I'm sick of half the songs, and Unite is United. I always thought was a bit waffed, but no, I've not listened to the album for a long time actually, and I got reacquainted. So let's go for the background. So obviously, we've been building up since 1974, album at a time, seeing a progression, and you're seeing them trying all different things, and then they're just narrowing it down, dropping what doesn't work, keeping what does, incorporating what does work into the metal. Stained Glass, we've hit gold now. We know where we're going. Then Killing Machine, more refined, even better. Then they got a kick-ass live album, 1979, Unleashed in the East, and then 1980 they put out their first masterpiece, where we got 8 songs, 9 songs, and it's just completely refined. It's 9 perfect songs, perfectly structured, perfect choruses, perfect riffs, perfect solos, perfect performances. We've got a new drummer, by the way. Les Binks leaves the band at this point, and they get Dave Holland. It's funny, I was looking into why Les left the band, and from what I can recall, it goes a bit Spinal Tap here. No one in the band can remember why he left, or even when. Or no one can remember the actual initial conversation where that's it, you're fired, or sorry guys, I'm leaving. Oh well, thanks very much. Do you want to do this run of shows and then go, or there wasn't an argument, there wasn't a thing. He just wasn't there anymore. We can't remember why. So no one can remember why or when he left. But there you go. Then Dave Holland has come on board for this album, and he stays for a couple of albums. He's. I always found Dave Holland overall to be a solid, if not unremarkable, drummer. Obviously, when Scott Travis comes on, it was basically a no-brainer, wasn't it? I mean, you've got all these standard drummers, and then all of a sudden Mike Portnoy comes into the fold and blows everyone away. But again, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But yeah, it's just a perfect album. It's a perfect mixture of metal songs that are accessible and memorable. You could say commercial, but and it arrived just in time as well for 1980, the pivotal year of heavy metal. You could say that was, you had the new wave of British heavy metal, but the first wave, it's kind of like where you have the first black metal bands, Venom, Merciful Fate, Bathory, and then you have all the Norwegian black metal bands coming later on, and there's the sound as we know it today, and you have that first wave, but none of those bands really sound like, Merciful Fate never sounded like Dark Throne, did they? But But yeah, the pivotal year for 1980 anyway, and this came out during that year. So Judas Priest, you get British Steel, you get Ace of Spades by AC/DC, no, Ace of Spades by Motorhead, Back in Black by AC/DC. The first Iron Maiden album, you get two albums, Strong Wheels of Steel and Strong Arm of the Law by Saxon, Demolition by Girl School. You get, I think. Oh, come on, Joe. First Angel Witch album. First Ozzy Osbourne solo album. Get Heaven and Hell with Ronnie James Dio by Black Sabbath. I think Whitesnake put out an album and a live album that year. Yeah, I think that's enough, but there was loads. I think... Did UFO put out those? Thin Lizzy put out. I mean, they're already going anyway. They weren't really metal, were they? But yeah. So let's go through it again. British Steel, Iron Maiden, Saxon, Motorhead, AC/DC, Sabbath, Ozzy, Angel Witch, so on and so forth. And Def Leppard's first album. Trying to think. Yeah, loads of classic metal albums that year, and yet this is one of them. It's just perfect. So we'll go into and like I say, I was a little bit sick of it to begin with, but getting reacquainted with it for this review was it was like, yeah, this album's brilliant. It's a classic for a reason. Let me show you off this special edition as well. This is the 30th anniversary edition, and it came out in 2010. So what's that? 14 years ago this year. Oh shit! There you go. What was that? Original booklet there. Have you got the? Oh right, so that's a new photo there. Yeah, remastered and all the rest of it. But what's most important about this edition is that you get a full concert. I got a making of British Steel interview as well, and I wonder if it's got the. They only did this on a short It was a short run, but yeah, they did a couple of theatre shows where they did British Steel in full. So, in anticipating this series I'm doing at the moment. Place is falling apart. I started re-listening to some albums, and I did listen to British Steel, and it was all well and good, but I was of the same opinion. You know, I always thought United was a bit corny, and there was a couple of songs I was sort of sick of hearing. And but I watched this concert last night, and it's perfect. And the concert is just effortless because it's just hit after hit. I mean, the concert opens with like a curtain down, and there's like this laser of these like factory workers banging steel, and then with the intro, and then there's rapid fire kicks in, the curtain drops, and the band are there. And the album, so they play the album in full for the first half of the concert, and it just flies by, just absolutely flies by. It's just track after track, and the thing is, they pretty much did the album anyway, because when this album come out, going forward, it basically just makes up the staple of the band's set list. You'll get something from the new album, say, or whatever they're opening with, bang, Metal Gods. Something else, Breaking the Law. Something else, you know, and then towards the end it'll be Living After Midnight, and Grinder's normally a mid-set track, normally around the third or fourth song, actually, just to, you know, kick things off like with something familiar. And yeah, all of the songs worked perfectly whilst watching this concert, and even United was really good. So even the song I wasn't keen on, I was enjoying. So yeah, you got that as well. So I watched the concert last night, and then I listened to the album again in the car this morning, and yeah, it's just great. It was like being reacquainted with an old friend. It was an album that I was a bit like, oh yeah, you know, it's a cliche, it's overrated. No, it's a classic for a reason. So let's get into the song. So Rapid Fire is just a perfect album opener. It hits the ground running. You've got that. that intro, and then the drums kick in. Pounding the furnace for the final Grand Slam. I can't remember the words. It's just a awesome, fast-paced opener. Opens with a fairly high. Well, it's not high compared to Rob Halford's thing, but he just holds a note. Bam, 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 and then straight into Metal Gods. Classic. Like I have a smile on my face whenever I hear that song. It's just awesome with that anthemic. It's just a really cool story as well. You can just imagine like this comic book of these robots taking over the earth, and then Metal Gods down. This is awesome. Then you got Breaking the Law, everyone's favourite karaoke song. Again, it's a perfect pop song, really, isn't it? It's about 3 minutes. It's got a perfect little riff, a story, great chorus that the crowd will all sing along to, great little solo, bang, out. Grinder, great mid-paced tune, great riff, bam, 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 da-na-na-na. You know, it's Grinder. You don't have to be old to be wise. I love the main riff on that as well. It's just again, you know, you're tapping your foot. I'm nodded along to it just in my head now. Living After Midnight, brilliant song. The Rage though, this is what we're getting into with this whole thing. I've always said hidden gems, and the hidden gems on British Steel are the last two songs. The Rage, where it opens with this bass, doo-doo, 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 doo-doo. And then that, you know, the way it builds up into this slow, sort of funky song, and then it kicks into that riff, that bang, bang, dun, 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 dun. And when it comes to the chorus, when Rob just gives it, and it just kicks in behind him, and it's just a fucking really cool. It's a really cool, dark sounding song. And then Steeler is actually the heaviest track on it. And that's a song I wish they'd bring out a bit more as well. It'd be great if they just completely threw a curveball in and just opened with Steeler. That'd be brilliant. But that's a really good song. And yeah, they're the two that are the hidden gems, don't get quite the love. But yeah, like Rapid Fire is even. They were opening with that on their Epitaph tour, but Metal Gods, Breaking the Law, Grinder, and Living After Midnight, they're staples in the live set. And yeah, like I say, this would basically make up the set, like the must stays, if you will. What do they call it? Mainstays in the set list. So when they did the album in full, it was kind of like their set list just went backwards. All the hits that they finished with, they just opened with, you know. But yeah, it was great watching the concert, seeing the songs, you know, seeing the album perform, like, and yeah, all the songs just made sense, and it was great watching the back. It totally reignited my interest in it, and then listening to it again as well today. It's a perfect, effortless album, and it's like 36 minutes long. It's just totally refined, totally. It's airtight. There isn't an ounce of fat on this album. And up until this point, so we've started with Rock-a-Roller, it's like watching an amateur boxer come through the ranks. You know, this guy's got a couple of good punches on him. He's got a couple of good wins. Plenty of potential here. And you're just watching the development. He's got a little middle. He's got a midway belt here. He's won on a tournament there. And then he's gone up. And then this album, he goes up against the world champion and knocks him out in the 6th round, and he's absolutely on fire. That's what this album is. It's the awesome boxer going from you've seen them go from amateur to professional, and now they're champion, and it's all uphill from there. This is the golden period starting now in Judas Priest. Now there's always a debate in Judas Priest. Are you a 70s Priest guy or an 80s Priest guy? Well, now I'm going to come out of the closet. I am an 80s Priest guy. That's my favourite stuff. Do with that information what you will. But let me know in the comments. Are you 70s or 80s? But if you are a 70s guy, don't leave me. Carry on with this series, and you know, go through the whole thing. You might discover something, or get reacquainted with something, or you may, you know, change your mind on an album. But and yeah, you're going to be checking out the new album, of course, ain't you? But yeah, like I say, the golden period starts now, and we're in fifth gear now, and we're rocking. It's all good. It's all effortless reviews from this point on. So I hope you're enjoying this. Thanks for watching. And what we got tomorrow? We've got Point of Entry. So join me for that. And if you only just jumped on board, go back to the beginning. Get your Priest albums out and listen along with me. Use me as an introduction or use me as an afterthought, however you want to go about it. And join me on this countdown to Invincible Shield. I can't wait for it, and I hope you're looking forward to it too. And I'm looking forward to seeing Priest this year as well. If you're seeing them this year, let me know in the comments what show you're going to. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.